Alright folks, welcome back. We're actually just going to hop directly into the game scene. As you probably heard the tail end of those beeps. It's because we're getting into game. Now TVZ is, I think, one of the better matchups to watch right now. I mean, don't get me wrong, everyone's got their favorites, right? Like, I actually like TVT, but I hate playing it, blah, blah, blah. But this matchup seems to actually have games that go beyond, like, 15 minutes once in a while. And I think these two are actually pretty close in skill. I would actually favor Optimus maybe ever so slightly because he's had such good TVZs against players like Snoot and otherwise. But up in the top right, a player you don't see nearly as much anymore, but certainly has my respect for his playstyle as well as his personality. Let's give you the Blue Zerg player, Zanster.
In the bottom left is the teal Terran. He is Optimus.
So maybe this goes expectedly, maybe it doesn't. I will say though that I'm hoping to see some fun stuff. Zanster, I think, first really on my radar back in the days of Swarm hosts. And people are like, how do you break this? How do you beat this? And then like a ZvZ, we saw this kid go like Ultralisk Banling on, I think it was like King Sejong's station or something, and it kind of worked. And I was blown away, not by the fact that he won a game versus like someone going Swarm host in a ZvZ, but that he had this crazy notion of saying, you know what? I bet a lot of Banelings would work.
I remember that. It was a long time ago.
It was an
and then, of course,
expansion ago.
Yeah, an entire expansion ago. I mean, everyone has a Zanster story too, which is kind of funny. You did go to the Hell It's About Time, and that was 2 years ago. So I think that game we cast on King Sejong probably before that. Yep. In home story. Well, I mean, like they were right after another, weren't they? So, but yeah, it's been a long time. It feels, and of course, in that 2 years up until here, he's actually had some pretty decent runs, really good runs.
Hell It's About Time was significantly later than Home Story Cup.
Well, July 4th was Home Story Cup, and Hell It's About Time was like August 17th or something.
Yeah, you're right, actually.
Yeah.
I just remember it was a good chunk of time after, but
I think it just felt like a good chunk of time after, because we went from WCS to Home Story Cup, and then they had a Blizzard Summit in between, and then it was Hell It's About Time. There's a lot of stuff crammed into that month, or summer, that is.
Well,
but I definitely remember July 4th being Home Story Cup, because no Independence Day for me. Oh man, I'm gonna miss Independence Day again. Wow, I don't like being in the country for good things.
Korea this time?
Yeah. Oh well.
Well, Lings are just kind of made defensively, nothing too crazy. I was going to just say it was a pretty normal opener against somebody who might hit you with a Reaper or two, which Optimus is looking to do.
Yeah, once again opening up with this 4 Reaper opener. I mean, he did it on Paladino versus, I think, like, Nurture or someone, I don't remember, but it was, it made like a little bit more sense on Paladino. Your Reapers obviously get there as quick as possible, and you still can maybe do a bit of damage, but on Cactus Valley, he didn't even SCV scout, so they like both had to go scout the wrong direction and find out that it was cross spawn, and it is cross spawn on a huge map, so these other 2 Reapers are gonna take a while to come back here. By then, speed will be done, and Zanster will be like just maybe scratching his head a little bit, like, wait a second, this guy's not really multiple racks Reapering me, right? And then figure out that it's not the case, and just easy peasy clean this up. Yeah, already throwing their grenades down, that's like, yeah, 2 dead Reapers right there.
Well, see, it's really deceptive seeing that many Reapers. Kind of makes you question like what's going on here. But the first 2 getting caught like that also means it doesn't matter how many are following it up. It's already a good start for Zanster.
Yeah, I really do wonder about using this build on Cactus Valley. The fact that there's not a wall is also bad news. Already a lot of Marines are like, this build is a 4 Reaper opener into 2-1-1 basically, but it makes the 2-1-1 a whole minute delayed, which might work out. If they really do overcompensate for the initial Reapers, like freak out about the initial Reapers, or, you know, just it throws off their tempo or something, but I would say that usually it shouldn't. It wasn't Nurture he used it against, because he won that series, I remember. But it was some good Zerg, and that game went on for a really long time. It was Namshar. There we go. Other end Zerg. Yeah, I'm Paladino. So, anyways, I think that this just kind of gave Optimus a weird, wonky start, delayed his build a little bit, and it's not really been worth it. So, we'll see what he does. And it's Cactus Valley cross spawn. so that also I think would put a damper in his feelings about this TVZ.
Well, got 2 medevacs heading out right now. I wonder if he'll pick up the Reaper or not, or let those go to like a base on their own. Either way, they'll clear out the watchtower for said medevacs, but I think Zanster probably should have been able to see that anyways. The queen count's not the problem here, it's the energy on them. There's no transfuses available for this, so pushing into those medevacs could be deadly.
A little bit, yeah. That's certainly enough lings to deal with the initial 2 medevacs. And he has the Bailey Nest timing up pretty perfectly with what could have been the other 2 medevacs coming forth and dropping units off. So, pretty good game. I think Optimus is just going to, of course, be looking for accessory things to kill. I don't think he can ever really do direct damage. So creep tumors, maybe a drone or 2, maybe a queen that goes a little too far forward, but that's kind of what he's limited to. And they should just be more focused on the macro stage.
Well, we don't have anything like speed kicking in soon, so it's not something he'll have to worry about, but the army game here for Zanster's not shy. Sometimes we'll see Zerg players get a little bit greedy. Some of our favorite Zerg players like Snoot will die to said greed, but Zanster's not in any sort of situation like that right now, and Optimus doesn't have nearly enough to punish anything. Gets so damn close to losing both these medevacs, though.
Yeah. Kind of cool micro, though. Made sure to send the one that was healthier forward, so that barely didn't die as well. But yeah, it's just being completely pushed off. And Zanster can really start the creeps right in the middle of the map now that he doesn't have to worry about Marines.
You know,
killing it.
On that note, I was, I brushed off some ladder play, right? Kind of forgot playing things like Stukov through co-op for so long, how to micro. And I had this moment where I was going multiple racks Reaper last night and kept trying to micro back the weak Reapers, and instead just kept selecting everything and pissing myself off, and then rage quitting the ladder shortly after. Not because I lost the game, I won the game, but my micro was so bad that it made me angry.
Oh, well, that happens. Pretty big push, but combined with a counterattack means that I think Zanster is actually getting the benefits from this. I mean, it's a little scary to see that many Marines, and the creep spread really didn't get its time to shine, so really quickly cleaned up, but Optimus having to look at 2 places at once and up against Banelings, yeah, Zanster just takes a good win off of this.
I really liked what he had set up around the third. The depot and the bunkers were going to give him a lot of actual just kind of defensive peace of mind, but he actually got supply blocked off that, which is a little frustrating.
Oh yeah, that is true. Zanster dips in and once again with these lings, and he'll probably, I don't know if he'll ever bring them back entirely. Well, maybe he will. I was gonna say, like, having Banelings for later isn't usually that bad of an idea either, and I think he very clearly has his bases on lockdown.
Well, like this.
Yeah, he's losing creep spread, and that's certainly annoying, but oh well. Liberators will be taken care of eventually by the Mutas, but that Spire was pretty late. That's only 3/4 of the way done.
Okay, so this was not a better option.
Whoopsie. No, it was not. And he pushed into that third base, or the fourth base, whatever you want to call it, so he had to pick up immediately. I mean, he did pick up, but it just got a little scary. Oh, no. Oh, okay.
Units lost isn't too scary yet, but the concern is so much like, okay, you're getting away with a lot of these medevac moves. You're kind of able to make a couple mistakes of positioning because there are no Mutalisks. The second the Mutalisk starts spawning, those medevacs are so low. I'm worried about Optimus because of the way he's playing with the position here. It's dangerous.
I think he should back off. Like, he saw the Spire, so he knows Mutas will be out soon, and, you know, attacking before Mutas isn't really, you know, it's nothing like attacking before Ultras, which I did think Optimus scouting that Spire was pretty important because of the timing. It was, you know, it's kind of a late Spire if you're going to go Mutaling Bling. That had he not scouted it, I would have been very worried. He felt pressured to do a main attack with 2-2 through the middle, which he would have got demolished, actually, I think, and just, like, overrun. But he doesn't really feel, I think, the same pressure to do that, knowing that Ultras aren't, you know, on the way right now.
How in the good God did he get those depots up?
I don't know, man.
That was some last-second stuff that, like, pushed Lings off the depots type thing. Now, Mutalisks are going to be catching these medevacs kind of as expected. Unfortunately, you can't really unload the Marines like you normally want to, but he trades out for one of the Mutas for one of the medevacs. Isn't too bad.
Yeah, I almost got a second one too. That would have been nice, but it does get entirely cleaned up. This is kind of poor too because I think Optimus was like, he was literally pushing out and then got brought back because of that run by. That was supposed to be a drop that paired up with a push to the middle of the map, and that should have had units not in the right spot, either for one or the other, and it ultimately kind of failed there. Just build the command center wherever the SCB was. There's not a lot of mutas, so like they shouldn't be getting more than 10 SCVs worth of damage. But again, this is really keeping Optimus back. So while Zanster was like, I would say still like a little bit late to the mutas, and as such, in comparison to other Zerg games, much later to the Hive, he is safely getting to Devastation. And he should safely get to Hive and Ultras. He's banking enough. He's gonna have 7 bases? 6 bases. 6 bases. So he can sacrifice one and then go to the other. And Optimus, I don't know. I think definitely going for the 4th base is the right plan here. Pressuring in the middle wouldn't have worked out, but he's still gonna wait till he's maxed out.
Well, I'm getting worried though because Optimus is not exactly taking a lot of winning fights here, and the concern is this is against layer type units. Right now, this transition to Hive, this is supposed to be weakness for the Zerg. This is supposed to be the opportunity Terran has to get in there and get some serious damage done, but instead Optimus is finding himself losing yet another fight out of position with these Widow Mines. And Zanster might just get to Ultras without skipping a beat.
He should be getting to Ultras safely. In fact, if Optimus was not out of position and Zanster was this aggressive, he could be making a huge mistake here if Optimus was really already prepared. But obviously did damage. He kept Optimus back. He took out some of the army. Now have to sacrifice his Banelings right here because they wouldn't be able to run away. But this is a ton of time for Zanster to remake that army if he felt the need. If he felt like he was in danger. But I don't think he really is. Optimus dipped down quite heavily in that army supply.
Yeah. But the thing is, like, both players have maintained a really solid economy. Workers lost this game are 3. The end. Just 3. So, I mean... yeah, you'll lose these fights and you'll come out behind with army here and there, but both players actually have really good production. I'd say their macros on point. No one's really floating a lot of money, so army supply, yeah, goes down, kind of sucks, but not non-existent. Also, I love the idea of a couple of Thors. Oh, these missile turrets actually are nice too. If he can catch the mutas with a couple of good hits, that'd be fantastic. But the Thors also don't seem to be where he wants them either. Here we go, he's gonna pick up and try and chase to the back. Ooh, losing those three upgrades could be huge. SCVs are not going to be able to save it.
They could save armor, but...
Oh,
God.
If he chases with a Thor, he'll get some more kills for certain.
Yeah. But at this point in time, Zanster might just be fine with losing most, if not all of his mutas at least, because his ultras are on the way. Like, all he'll need them for really is if drops get out of control, but I don't think it's going to be the case. Zanster is mining from all of his bases, by the way, at 81 drones, or just about all of his bases, missing that north one. And he has his own 3-3 on the way, which will now be faster, more well upgraded than Optimus. Just by a little bit, but still, like plus 3 attack going down sucks.
This was a really good catch. Even though it's just a couple Marines and a couple of Banelings, the trade it works out good. But oh no, not over here. Widow Mines go down, but they plant and don't hit much of the Lings. Thors and Marauders are not good at dealing with massive amounts of Lings. And the air and the Banelings aren't the problem here. It's the number of Lings. Yeah.
Starting to just clear out the Lings here, but after taking pretty brutal losses. Zanster, to look at this game overall, Zanster did just use a lot of his bank on 5 Ultras, so his armor supply isn't, like, dominating, as his bank was depleted from an earlier fight as well. But again, with 77 drones, he has a very consistent income, and he still has all of this map that he has time to buy on. Optimus has like barely gotten past the mid-range point since the beginning.
Go plug and unplug your mic or whatever. You're like randomly getting quiet in the middle of sentences. Well, both of us seem to be plagued with microphone problems recently. I was just gonna comment though, I really these ultras gonna be really good. They've got 3-3, and Optimus's +3 weapons was denied, but I like that he didn't hesitate to get back on that. So Ghost's on the way, +3 weapons on the way. He's ready to tango here in the late game. No, still quiet. It might be using the wrong mic. I don't know. Double check. I do wish he'd repair one of these Thors up. The thing about the Thor is, like, while it's known for its anti-air capabilities more than anything else, it's still got the health pool to soak with the Ultralisk hits, but also more importantly the damage to chew through that really heavy carapace. 7 armor means nothing when you're shooting for, like, what is that, 30 times 2, so 60 every time they fire. Well, I guess with the armor applied it's like 50 something, but still, point is, ultras, they'll take damage from Thors.
How about now?
Perfect. Sounds good.
Okay.
Yeah, you and I are not having luck with Blair. For having not a lot of microphone problems overall, I'd say like this last month has been particularly bad for both of us.
Well, it's supposed to be fixed with the new cables, but I wonder if it's Skype affecting the mic, or it's really the mic, or maybe it wasn't the cables, it was the actual mic, because I haven't had a new mic in 4 or 5 years.
Maybe it's time for a new mic. I do like the idea of the Broodlord transition, but this is where Thors still work out. You transform them into the anti-air mode, single target. That's going to do a lot of damage from far away. Ghosts are also going to be great, whether they're getting snipes here or snipes later. The point is, snipe is a really hard mechanic to deal with when you don't have any infestors.
That is a good point. Zanster is yet to get those infestors. Just getting them straight to the Broodlords instead. Taking out the 3rd base, that is where a lot of SCVs are still stacked up. Well, not anymore.
Finally, a workers die this game.
Yeah. Not going to save that orbital either. That would have been worth saving.
You know what, the orbital, I agreed, but I think actually keeping his production alive is the most important thing right now. Because for Optimus, these traits have been whatever, but he's got limited barracks. He doesn't have 17 like slapped around the map. These are his extra and most important production buildings.
Yeah, he should definitely save that as well, and I'm worried that he's not going to. Doesn't look like it. I'll just get on top of it, so that goes down. I mean, he's not had good enough mining. He's never really had a bank with these trades as well that he needed 17 barracks, but certainly you still want to be at... He's still going to be well, maybe not 4 bases, never mind. As his 4th does get demolished here as he's trying to respond to his natural, so back down to 3 bases, only 1 mining. Yeah, 5 barracks is fine on that.
Well, fine comparatively, not fine objectively.
five racks for 1 base was perfect.
All right, GG Zanster will take the first game in this best of 3. Well done. For me, it's always that question of, like, Zanster I know has kind of not been the most hardcore guy who can dedicate his life to StarCraft, but when he does play, he plays pretty well and he gets pretty into it. So good to see him, despite the fact that we haven't seen him for a while, do well in that first game. That being said, now it's Optimus's map pick. And while we're waiting to get in the game, I actually want to go over some of the Corsair tweets we've got in here. Asking people to tweet us their gear for a chance at some giveaway stuff, guys. If you want one of the really rare portraits for Hell to Be Time in game, like I said, if you have one, you can give it to your friend. I don't really care. We'll just give you a code. I'll pick one at random. BC starts off with some disgusting Razor gear trying to disguise itself as Corsair. Do admire the handwriting, though. Looks like something out of, like, Salad Fingers. Hard Revenge tweeting us. Oh, I kept the box. Yo, do you do this too? I do this. I keep the boxes for all this stuff I get, like the keyboard and the mouse, even though I'll probably never ever use the box for anything. Do you do that? Or is that...
Chat. Nope, just you.
Well,
just
me and
you.
Hard Revenge. Hello.
Yep.
Let's see, your Nufty's got... Whoops. Where'd that go? I clicked on the wrong thing. Nufty's got a nice keyboard too. Everyone's got their K70s coming to report for duty. Some of these sideway picks. Keep the pictures coming, guys. We will pick a winner at random at the end of stream today. But Newkirk Precinct for map number 2. Looks like we're going to
yep. Yep.
Alright, well, I don't know what to say about that one. Cross spawn, Cactus Valley. I mean, that's about as good as it gets for spawns for a Zerg player. Newkirk, not a bad map, but not exactly the same dynamic as cross spawns on Cactus. We'll see what ends up happening. Well, we already see what's happening. Spawning here in the bottom left, but not going to be keeping his entire base down here. It's the Blue Terran player, Optimus.
See if it's a Gasless or Reapers. In the bottom right, as the red Zerg, he is Zanster.
And without a doubt in my mind, is Gasless.
Yeah, the gas should have been thrown down already.
So he did this, I think it was the same map, right? The 5 racks, all right up here.
Yeah, like, I imagine Newkirk's really the only map that would really be very useful. Paladino, you're expecting too much aggression just because of the map, so you're always scouting and on edge as the Zerg player, and then every other map is pretty large. So
I think this is a really funny response, though, because maybe he just does this on Newkirk every time, and it's Optimus's choice for the map, right? But I feel like you see something like this happen immediately after losing like a 17-minute game to Ultras, and what was possibly going to be Broodlords. You almost feel like this is an FU counter.
Kind of. I mean, I think Zanster might expect and be prepared for 3-Rax Reaper because Optimus had such a, it's like that was 3-Rax Reaper, especially if he had no other way maybe to defeat you, and these guys do know each other quite well. They're talking a lot in the lobby. So that might be what Zanster's looking for with this Overlord, right? The second Overlord, if it does go in the path of the barracks, might die to the Marines because Marines can shoot up, and it might actually just be like more of a liability than anything really good. So, and of course, Zanster did go for what is usual for ZvT, which is hatch gas pool, because you don't usually expect such aggression.
Okay, barracks finally revealed. Watching that Overlord's vision. You're gonna wait to hear the attack sound.
You should be able to save this. This was pretty perfect.
I wonder if it's worth for Optimus to lift a barracks to that vision, though. Cutout production is pretty dangerous, but to supply block your opponent could be game winning.
Yeah, I do wonder as well. Just gonna go for the production. Now, we have a Roach run on the way for Zanster, so, I mean, there's a couple different ways you dealt with the 2-Rax back in the day, back in Heart of the Swarm. 4-Rax is just the Legacy of the Voids version of it. And one of them was Roaches. So I'll see if it works out. Also, drone pools are very effective in Legacy of the Void, which is why you usually don't see this build anymore.
Yeah, but you know what? The stutter step here is not bad. You take care of most of the lings. The drones are doing a good job buffering, but not good enough to kill this. That bunker almost finishes up. He so badly wanted to save that SCV. If that bunker had finished, this would be pretty hard to shut down. But
it would be very annoying. That's where the Ravagers really would have had to come in, and maybe you lose your natural because you can't get down to defend it type stuff. But Queen's pretty okay against low number of Marines. They do need some help, though.
Yeah, a couple lings catching the reinforcements, so speaking of needing help. I will say, though, one of the things we see regularly with Optimus, though, is control is quite good. Dancing with the Marines the way he has so far, it's been all right, but this is not a game about trading. However, at the moment, he has at least traded enough that he can match his opponent economically. But, GG. He was pretty all in with that.
Yeah. All right, that's a 2-0.
Yeah, a little bit quicker than expected. Man, my chair keeps sinking. I need to get this fixed. All right, well, with that 2-0 being said, we'll now move into the round of 16, where we have Neeb waiting to fight against Zanster by the looks of things. So, aw, Nugget got a bath finally?
Wash all that dirt off of her and cut her tail off. Hello. Hi.
Well, next up is going to be Zanster versus Neeb. It's going to be a ZvP. It's, I know, highly requested of us to cast Neeb anyway, so this will work out nice. So round of 16 when we return. Also, big shout-outs to the subs before we disappear. Thank you, Apoc Joe, for the new sub. Hype! And Stone Spider 33. Good Riddance hit us up for 5, and I think that catches us up. Thanks for watching, guys. Stick around, and we'll see you in a few. That's the in-game scene. This is the commercial scene.